going to be a good meeting. I'm excited to have everyone. Let me go ahead and start recording so that our people in Australia who are it's 4 a.m. they can watch the replay later. All right, you got the chat up. Someone said no sound. Can you guys hear me? Okay, I got a thumbs up from everyone. So Tina, it might be your sound that's not working because everyone else can hear me. All right, cool. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen because I have some basic slides that I think will help. And forgive me because I threw these slides together last minute, so they're not super fancy. All right, let me go ahead and press record. Here we go. All right, guys, welcome to the 2021 domination call. That's what I'll call it since it is the last coaching call of the year. I know we haven't had too many coaching calls this year. It's been a crazy year, but I'm going to go over my plan for our coaching call schedule next year. That way we can get a lot of good tips going and make sure you guys have the advantage. All right, so let me share my screen. Cool. All right, so here we go. So basically the plan for 2021 is to get you guys to dominate the competition, because here's the thing, most people this year, I mean, it's been a tough year for everyone, and I think most people are at the point where they're either, digging in deeper and like really trying, probably you guys because you're here watching my call, and then you've got a lot of people who have kind of like, given up, they're very discouraged and they're not really doing much. And so if you're discouraged and you're one of those people, I'm here to, hopefully inspire you, because I got one more person waiting. All right, admit. All right, yeah, I'm here to inspire you because there is a lot of opportunity. Without spoiling my next slide, is marketing dead? I know you guys have asked me, like, you've probably seen this message, upcoming impact to your marketing efforts. Apple has announced product and policy changes that may significantly impact the way you run ads. Basically, Facebook and Apple are butting heads right now. And Apple, wants the privacy of its users, and so they're kind of limiting some of the stuff Facebook can do. Can you turn the air off for me? They're basically limiting some of the stuff Facebook can do, and a lot of you have said, like, is this going to ruin my ads? Is this going to mess anything up? Same thing if you're in the UK, you've seen some privacy laws come out where it has put a couple limitations on there. But overall, marketing is not dead. Don't worry. There's a ton of opportunity left. There's a lot of big things that I'm excited for, and that's kind of when I get on this call, or what I want to get out of this call for you, is to kind of show you the things that you can start doing, and some of the things that I plan on doing next year. And going into that, I wanted to talk about a quick mindset of working with me, because I know I get a wide variety of people who have certain expectations, or they don't know what to expect when working with a marketer. And the way my system is set up, and I've done this, or I've set it up over the years and kind of modified it based on what I've seen work the best. So yes, I'm handling all your ads and stuff, but this is completely a team effort, because like the other day, I had one lady that said, like, hey, my marketing is getting, like, she had only been working maybe like a week, but she was like, my marketing is getting more clients than yours already. And I'm like, that's not a good way to think of it, because like, the reason I do these coaching calls, the reason I have the advertising accelerator is because I want you guys to succeed. Like, I want you guys to have great content. I want you guys to be able to, do certain things on your own, because the better content you have, the more you know how to sell, the more successful you are overall. It means the more successful the ads are going to be, and then you're able to keep affording to work with me, etc. And so this is a completely team effort. I don't want anyone to get into the mindset of you versus me, which I know I've seen all of you on here. I know none of you have that mindset, but for all those watching maybe a replay right now, the best mindset is this is a team effort. I'm going to handle the ads and like stay up to date on all that stuff, but I need you guys to do the best you can at following my advice, because the reason I give you guys all this advice is because there's a lot that goes into marketing. It's not just advertising. Advertising is a great way to get attention. It's the best way to get yourself out there. But if we're running ads and stuff, and then people come back and you're content's really good and you don't know how to connect with people, then you're going to get less bookings overall. And so that's why I teach you guys this stuff, so that when you get attention from the ads, you're able to turn those that attention into long-term clients, bookings, and stuff. So marketing is not dead, and we're working as a team. So what is the whole point of all this? Like, what's the point of running ads? Because if you've been with me for more than a few days, you've seen that people don't just, it's like with any kind of advertising, people don't just click on an ad and magically say like, oh, that's exactly what I wanted, I'm booking right now. Now maybe like 0.3% of people do, but it's really hard to find those people. And with this strategy, or with marketing in general, that's just not the way things work. People don't just click something and book immediately. And so my goal is to kind of show you like what is the whole process from the time someone sees your business, whether it's an advertisement, whether it's just seeing a post maybe that you shared, maybe walking by your business on the street. What is the whole process between them seeing that and booking? And to kind of answer this question, what is the whole point of marketing? Besides, yes, I know you want to make money. Yes, I know you want bookings, but let's kind of peel the onion back a little bit. What's the step back from that? What is the whole point of all this? And it's really to build connections, data, and list. So connections, data, and list are very important. And I'll tell you why. They're already important, but they're going to be even more going into the future, because as Facebook, Instagram, all these platforms get regulated by the government, which is bound to happen at some point, just like radio and TV. As all these things happen, you're going to get less data on people overall through these platforms, and you're going to have less options. And so building up the data now, building up those human connections now, and building up your list, like email list, phone number list, these are all very important. And so if you're not collecting emails, go ahead. I'm interested to see in the chat, who here already collects emails for all your clients? All right, I see a lot of hands raised. And then if you put on the chat number 1, if you collect emails already, no, I think I want to do 3 options. Do 1 if you collect emails for your paying clients. Do 2 if you don't do any emails, and do 3 if you collect emails for both paying clients and potential clients. So more of a marketing aspect. Do you collect emails for? So we got a 3. Katie does, or Keisha does. Potential clients, a lot of 1s. So you got the emails from paying clients. I kind of expect a lot of 1s, because I know that when people like pay deposits or just sign up with you on the online booking, I'm sure it gets their email. But I would love to, as we transition to 2021 throughout, I'm going to come up with some tutorials and some trainings on how you can, collect more emails, how you can use those emails to really, connect with people on another level. Because right now, the way the strategy works is we can connect with people on Messenger, and that's great. But I'm more comfortable long term, because I want you guys to succeed long term. I'm much more comfortable if we have both people in the inbox of your Messenger, and if you control your own email list. Because if you control your own email list and phone number list, if let's say Facebook crashes, well, now you still have your email list. And so this is the kind of things I'm thinking about to get you ahead of the game, so that you're prepared. So we got mostly 1s. Okay, so that'll probably be the next training I do with you guys. And I guess to go back to an overview, kind of the plan I want to do is I want to start doing coaching calls like this, where I give you some kind of tutorial or some kind of training, or some kind of, bringing on another client to share their tips with you at least once a month, if not twice a month, just depending on the schedule for that month. Somebody's in the waiting room. Hold on. All right, cool. So that's kind of my plan, is to like come out with more coaching calls. That way you guys can, you can learn, you're making sure you're fully benefiting. And like I said, I want you to dominate your peers. I want you to dominate your area. Because if you're working with me, I want you to be proud to work with me. I want you to be, motivated and pumped, and I want you to dominate. So that's my goal, is to keep giving you guys trainings, keep giving you info, staying up to date, because things have changed a lot this year. Things are always changing, and this year more than ever. So real quick, I want to show you guys a little chart I made. Now, this is as a disclaimer, this is not exactly the sales funnel we have set up. When I say sales funnel, I mean process. This is not the exact sales process we have, but this is just kind of to give you an idea of kind of like what all goes into marketing, what factors play into it. Like, because I know a lot of people, it's easy to think like, well, can you guys see my screen? I just want to make sure you can see it before I pull this up. Let me know in the chat if you can see the screen. Anyways, I really want to show you guys all the factors that go into it. That way it kind of makes more sense as we start talking about content or start talking about emails and stuff. So here's let me see. I'm going to pull you guys up on video. Give me 1 second. Give me a thumbs up if you can see my screen. Okay, cool. Just making sure before I go into this. All right, so we got like Facebook ads, Instagram ads. We're all running that. Sure. Or maybe someone finds you on the website, Google My Business, Yelp, you name it. This is basically where they find you. They see you. Maybe they see a post. Maybe they send you a message, especially from the ads. Maybe they send you a message. Now what happens? Is this where they book instantly? No. We all know that doesn't happen. That doesn't happen with any marketing, with any strategy, unless you're just doing like a mega deal, and then sometimes people will book instantly. But right now, that's not what we don't want to do, mega deals, because that's not good long term. All right, so they send you a message. Now, what can you do with that message? You can follow up with them. Let's say you send them a message back, of course, or you can get their number. You can text them. You can call them if they give you their phone number. And then basically what I'm showing here is whenever you talk to them, long story short, they're probably going to go look at your content, or they're going to go look at your website, or both. And so they're going to look at that, and then maybe they're busy like the rest of us. Maybe they have kids. They go off. They forget about it. Well, now is the sale lost? No. I think a big misconception I usually see in advertising is if someone doesn't book instantly, then they weren't the right client, or they weren't your ideal client. That's not really true, because 99% of people don't book the first time they see something. Like if everyone bought something the first time they saw an ad, or bought something the first time they talked to a business, we would all be totally broke, and everybody would be considered an impulse buyer. That's just not how it works. And so let's say they view your content, or they go to your website. Now, guess what you can do? You can hit them up with the retargeting ad, which is something I do as part of the campaigns. So what is a retargeting ad? That's basically where we take people who have, let's say, watched your videos, or engaged with an ad, or gone to your website, like you name it, and we retarget those people with a different Facebook or Instagram ad. And so now, oh, hey, I remember that business. I remember I talked to them a month ago, but here's another ad for them. Okay, so maybe they re-engage with you. Maybe you can send them an email, messenger back, phone number, you get the idea. Now maybe they go watch your video. And if you don't have videos, we're going to talk about that in a minute, but definitely you want to have some good videos they can watch, because guess what? You are one human being, and so you can't sell people 24/7, nor would you want to. So videos are a great way where you can sell 24/7, because people watch your videos and you're sitting there explaining your service. You're sitting there talking about all the benefits and stuff. And guess what? Maybe you're laying in bed drinking a lemonade, or laying on the beach drinking a lemonade, and they're watching your video, getting ready to sign up. So that's the power of videos. So now in this little graph we show, like, yeah, you can follow up with them. At this point, you might be able to close the deal. And let's say you close the deal and they book. All right, so they book, they make their appointment, and then guess what? At their appointment, you can give them referral cards. They tell their friends, all their friends book. I know this is simplified, but this is just, I want to give you an idea of the power of ads. Maybe they give you a Facebook review, Google review. People see those reviews. Maybe those people call you, go to your website, they book an appointment. They tell all their friends after the appointment. You also got the touch-up. You got the repeat services. So my point is, one, a lot of stuff goes into that. If you don't have a good, if you don't have good content, if you're not following up with them, like this is all going to be cut short. And that's what happens with a lot of people. You guys give up too soon. You give up like right here. You send them a message, they don't really reply, and then you just give up, and then the funnel doesn't continue. So these are all things that, go into it. From one ad, you can get basically all these bookings. And I get it. It doesn't magically happen. Like, you have to put in some work. But I just wanted to show you, like, this is a sales funnel. This is how marketing works. Um, sorry, I had to get some more people in the waiting room. Hey guys, if you're just joining, welcome. Make sure you're on mute, and then if you have any questions, let me know in the chat. I'm just going over some stuff right now. All right, cool. So that's a sales funnel. Does anyone have any questions on kind of like what all goes into this? I mean, I know it's kind of a broad funnel, and I'm kind of just trying to, give you guys a better idea. If you have any questions about that, feel free to write it down. But this is the stuff I want you to think about this. Take a mental snapshot, because whenever you're getting discouraged because, oh, this person didn't message me back, or maybe they're not my ideal client, or, just remember there's a lot more that goes into this than just sending a message or something. Like, this is why we want to have, good content. This is why I do retargeting ads for you. This is why we want to start building email lists, like another way to remind them. And I know you guys think, or I'm not going to say I know you, I thought that email was dead. I thought like, oh, emails, nobody reads their email anymore, spam. And then I bought a $1,400 gun 2 nights ago. My wife's up here laughing, but I was subscribed to this, website that sells guns, and hope that doesn't offend anyone. But basically, I would get their emails. I probably ignored the last 50 emails, and then I was laying in bed, and I think I had seen something about, gun shortages and stuff like that, or maybe I was just, who knows. I was in that mood to like buy something, and then I see their emails, like, oh, okay, let me go look at this. And it was like a sale they were running. Long story short, I ended up buying a $1,400 shotgun. But it's crazy, because like if they hadn't sent the first, 50 emails, like any of those emails, I could have been in the mood to buy. And that's the thing, like as a consumer, which we all are, you got to think about it. You're not always in the mood to buy something. Like sometimes, can you email the funnel to us? Yeah, I'll send you a screenshot of this funnel. That way you can just take a look at it. And I might even design a better one, a more in-depth one that kind of reflects what we're all doing, or what, each of us are doing. Anyways, but yeah, like email marketing is, and I'm not just talking about email, like just the follow-up. Like I've had businesses who, I've ignored for a little bit, and then they follow up with me, and I just happen to be in that mood where like, okay, I'm willing to buy something. I'm happy, as human beings, we all have different moods. And I'm not saying we all buy based on emotion, but essentially sometimes we kind of do. And so don't assume that, my point is, don't assume that just because someone isn't interested or doesn't appear to be interested in you right now, doesn't mean that they're not, a right fit for you, or doesn't mean that they're not going to book with you. It's just, we go through life, and I think everybody, we have our different, I hate to keep saying mood, but we have our different phases where like maybe I'm busy, like maybe I'm in traffic. I don't really care if a permanent makeup artist is messaging me or a massage therapist is messaging me, but maybe I'm, sitting in my desk chair, my back's starting to hurt, and oh, by the way, they just sent me a message and followed up. Maybe I could book a massage right now. And so it just depends. And so that's why like multiple follow-ups, multiple touch points, connections are super important. Cool. One thing that I heard on a podcast recently, and I've got VIP support with Facebook now, because since my account spends so much money, they actually put a representative on me. And basically what we do is we have weekly calls. He looks over some of my ads. He answers any questions I have. He gives me like current trends or things to watch out for, or, different things about ad copy, or, you name it. And so I was able to learn a lot from him recently. Not because I don't know how to do ads, but just like the latest trends, because, Facebook is always changing. And so I've been able to learn a lot of the latest trends. According to him, ads with motion, so like videos, or, even like little graphics with motion, get 40% or more engagement compared to still pictures. And so as a marketer, I'm always looking at, what are some ways you can stand out? What are some ways that we can like get ahead of the curve? Because, right now everybody's doing a certain thing. And so if you can always stay one step ahead of everybody, then you're going to win. And so, video, live video is only about 0.8% of all content. And so basically what that means is, I think it's like 70% of posts are just pictures. And then about maybe like 15%, or I forget what they called it, maybe normal videos. Well, only 0.8% of all content are live videos. And this is a current statistic. Like, this is not like, is that last year? No, this is right now. People are still not taking advantage of live videos. And the reason I say take advantage, because Facebook is boosting up live videos more. Like, you will get more engagement, you'll get more reach. And so if you're not doing live videos, start. I'll give you some topics of what you can do live. I guess we can go ahead and cover that. So here are some content ideas on what you can do. This is not necessarily pertaining to live videos, but let me go through, like, educational videos, perfect for live, because guess what? You can discuss your service. You can discuss frequently asked questions. You can, there we go, videos explaining frequently asked questions. And feel free to screenshot this if you want to get some content ideas. You can do a little live video walkthrough of your studio salon. I know a lot of you are nervous about going on video, and so this is one I found that's a good beginner video, because you literally don't even have to point the camera at yourself. It helps if you do, but if you're too scared to point the camera at yourself, literally you can just hold the phone and walk through your studio and maybe narrate it and just talk about some of the where the magic happens, or like show them some of your supplies. And that's a chance for you to kind of educate them on everything that goes into it and the safety precautions, because maybe someone's interested, but they're a little bit nervous that, will it hurt? Like, does this person really know what they're doing? And so like talking to someone and just having a conversation on video can really show your expertise. And so it can be a simple beauty tip. Maybe you just want to talk about some kind of skincare thing or hair thing, or just talk about your own personal experience with any of that stuff. These are all content ideas that are really helpful. And I've got someone coming on in a bit that's going to talk about how she grows her Instagram with these content ideas. And so I'm not going to steal her thunder too much, but these are all ideas for videos or for normal content. You know, we got before and afters, pictures of your work, Instagram stories, which I'll let Shay talk about. All right, here's some cool things. Here's kind of the basis of what to post, because long story short, content is key. You know, I've said it before, for you guys that are new, content is key. And so this is actually a slide I pulled off from a coaching call in January or February, but I just wanted to reiterate it, like things that educate people. And then I put fear, doubt, and uncertainty. We call that FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt, FUD, FUD. You'll hear that in like investing and stuff like that, or marketing. But people have fears, doubts, and uncertainty about everything, and especially about permanent makeup, especially about, you know, certain beauty services that they're not familiar with, whether it's, you know, you name it, micro channeling, pro cell, micro needling, like all those, like stretch mark things, like all these things that people have never really heard about too much. They're uncertain about it. It's not that they don't want it. It's not that it won't benefit them. It's just they're nervous. And so, sorry, I keep clicking around here. Things that educate them are really going to help clear up that uncertainty. Stuff that gives you credibility. And so you can kind of combine these two, but as you're talking about something, you can talk about, like, yeah, in this training that I did with one of the greatest trainers in the world, maybe like, and you can just kind of spell out all your knowledge, and not necessarily in a boring way. You can just kind of combine it into your story, into anything you're doing. And so that way it can give you credibility. I like this saying I got from Frank Kern. He's like one of the best marketers in the world. He talks about if you draw out a line, and you on one end you had ain't got it, and then on the other end you got it, and so ain't got your service to got your service. Anything in between is great content. And so, like, for example, like, what are some things people have to do to get your service? Maybe they need a consultation. You can talk about like what goes into the consultation. You can even do a demo consultation. I had, I forget who it was, but somebody was talking to me yesterday about like if they were just to, you know, show the consultation and show that like they're actually a really funny person. Oh, it was Katie. She's going to be talking on here in a second. So I won't steal your thunder, Katie, but talk about to them what you were telling me about, you know, being comfortable and showing that on video. All right, cool. So things that spark interest and create a demand. So this could be like, whether it's something that's just a limited time offer, or if you're not doing a sale, you can still, spark interest with curiosity. Like, let me give you the number one brow tip that's going to change your morning routine or something like that. It kind of makes you think like, oh, what is the number one brow tip? And then they'll engage and they'll pay attention. I would say the biggest mistake people make on videos is they try to be too professional, and so they're probably like I'm doing now. Maybe I'm boring to you. I'll try to liven it up a little bit, but they try to like start out very like robotic, like, hi, my name is Jake Randolph, and I'd like to give you some marketing tips. Like that's how a lot of like newbie video creators act. Which props to them. If you're creating a video, that's better than not creating a video. But the more you can kind of relax and throw some jokes in there or throw in some curiosity, that's going to help you a lot. So these are some things to think about for your audience. Who do you want? And so you can think about your ideal client. I'm not going to jump into this too much. This is kind of a whole topic on itself, but I'm just kind of giving you I'm giving you guys some things to think about as you're making content, because over the next couple of weeks, you're probably going to have, it's the holidays, so maybe you have a little extra time, or maybe in the morning you can put together some kind of video and then you can start posting this stuff, because there's 3 things I want to talk to you guys about to do in 2021. And so videos is definitely part of that strategy. Before I forget, let me just talk to you about the 3 things. I got them on my phone here. The first thing I wanted to talk about, and take notes if you're not, the first thing you need to do to kind of prepare yourself or to protect yourself, to be honest, I've gotten multiple Facebook accounts shut down and then re-enabled, and then one of them is still disabled from advertising. I've had to create, you've probably seen I have a Jake and a Jacob. I've had to create a separate profile. Some of my team has gotten shut down. Like, it's been a mess this year because I kind of blame it on the election. Facebook had to, or they didn't have to, but they did a bunch of changes around the election time and right before the election. It caused a bunch of glitches. I know I saw Jessica on here. She got her Facebook disabled recently, but hers got re-enabled within a few days. The thing is, like, guys, like, Facebook controls your stuff. Instagram controls your stuff. And if you didn't know, Facebook owns Instagram. And so you need to have backups. And so I'm not telling you to have a backup profile if you don't want, but I am telling you to have a backup admin. And so how can you get a backup admin on your Facebook page? Just add a friend to your Facebook page, someone that you trust. Make them an admin. You can have multiple admins. That way, That way, if your Facebook page, or maybe if your Facebook profile gets disabled, or you get blocked, or you get put in Facebook jail for posting something political, then you can have a backup admin. So it could be a friend you trust, a spouse, significant other. I mean, you name it. And so have a Facebook backup admin. And the way you do that, you go into settings, and just like you added me as an admin, you'll add that person. So that's a good safety measure that I recommend everyone having. I've seen that bite people, where they were literally locked out of their Facebook pages for 3 months. And guess what? If your whole business is relying on Facebook, now you're screwed. And so that's why I think we should, that's why I guess this is a good transition to step number 2. Go ahead and start building your email list. And so not only paying customers, go ahead and start trying to capture emails from potential customers. And I'll go ahead and make a training and a tutorial for that and put it on the accelerator soon, because it's not too much work, but there's a little bit that goes into capturing emails and what you should and shouldn't do. And so I'll definitely make a training on that to help you guys out. And then number 3 is YouTube. Go ahead and start a YouTube channel today. It's easy. All it requires is a Gmail account, and all these videos that you put on your Facebook, your Instagram, or even if you just buy my little stock videos, you can put all those on YouTube. And guess what? Google owns YouTube, and so you'll be able to get ranked higher on search engines. People will be able to find you better. You'll be able to tag like keywords in your location in your YouTube description. That way, if people are searching for microblading in New York and you're in New York City, then you can, maybe you can rank higher with your YouTube video. Even if your website isn't that great, your YouTube can still rank higher. And so YouTube channels are super important. Even if you're scared to death of videos, just make a YouTube channel. Trust me. It's the other reason is, like, let's say worst case scenario, Facebook and Instagram go down the drain next year. But now it's like, hey, Jake, I created a YouTube channel and been posting some videos. And I saw Shay online, and so I'll get her to show you her YouTube channel. She has a pretty good one. But she'll be the third speaker, and I'll go ahead and try to shut up pretty quickly so we can get our speakers online. I tend to talk too much, but basically do a YouTube channel. And then we'll talk about that later, why. I'll come up with a tutorial for you on how to do that. And that's the other thing I was going to mention is I'm going to revamp the Advertising Accelerator. All the stuff on there right now is still great info. I'm just going to try to organize it better and create some new videos and new content. So as you continue to work with me, you'll see some new videos uploaded, and I'll try to make an announcement every time I do a big update. That way you guys are getting the best information possible. Because if you're paying me, I don't want you to have to pay anyone else. I don't want you to have to pay for any coaching. I'm here for all that. I'm here to help. This is a slide that's basically what I summarized. You can post on all these things, YouTube. You can put YouTube videos on your website. You can post Instagram stories. Like, I'm going to let some of my speakers talk about this, but these are all great places to post that content that you make. All right, so let's see if I missed anything. I know I've said a lot and I was talking fast. Yeah, I think that's my summary for today, and then we've got some really great guest speakers on here. So basically what I decided to do is, like, okay, 30 minutes, you got to listen to me and you got to hear some of my tips. But now let's take some of my, successful clients or people that I've been working with for a while, people that I think will bring you a lot of value. And so let me go ahead and stop sharing this. All right, so people I think will bring you a lot of value. So without further ado, let me see. I'll let Katie go first. Let's see. Hey, Katie, can you unmute yourself?
John, can you hear me?
Yes. All right, so let me give you a quick intro. So Katie, I've been working with her, what, a year or 2 years? I can't remember.
Yeah, just over a year. It's a year in October.
Okay. So the reason I want to bring her on is because she does a great job at connecting with people and really turning those leads into bookings. And I know that's probably one thing a lot of you struggle with. And so I'd like to bring her on, and she's going to give you some tips. Let me see if I can pin you so they can see you. Let's see. Spotlight for everyone. Here we go. All right, the stage is yours.
Okay, so we were talking yesterday, weren't we, about how I've had quite a lot of success converting my leads. We had a lot of leads over lockdown. I kept my advertising going as long as possible. And that gave me time to really sort of connect with people and turn those leads into bookings. So by the time I reopened, I had a 4-month waiting list. And the way that I decided to talk to people was to talk to people to be as human as possible and to try and find out as much as I could without being robotic, so that they felt as comfortable as possible with me. One of the things I hear the most when people come to the door is feel like I already know you. And that's magic, because if they feel like they already know me, they're going to trust me, and then they're going to be happy to come and tell all the friends about me. So one of the main reasons, one of the main things I do when I'm talking to people, particularly on consultations, is I'll talk to them like, not just like a friend, but like a person. I've seen this in a lot of the forums, people saying that they don't know what to say to people. And I just think, well, what would you say to someone anyway? How's your day been? How you doing? Before sort of steering it onto eyebrows or whatever. And when I do that, I want to find out what their pain is. I want to take their pain away. I want to know if I can help them. And so the biggest thing I want to know is what their problems are, and then listen, give them the floor, and then sort of paint the picture of how I can take that problem away, if I can, if I want them. I don't want any of the trouble causers. So that's my big points, I'd say, is to talk to people like they're human, try and build a rapport and a relationship with people. Also, like on my Instagram as well, I do a lot of what Jake says. I put quite a lot of myself out there and where I live, and so that people feel a connection with me as a human, because we're all out there doing brows. There's probably 30 other people doing brows in my town, but people will travel to come and see me because they feel comfortable with me, and that's because I'll take the time to build a relationship with them. So my big point is talk to them like the human, listen carefully to what they say, and then you can paint an idea of how you can take their pain away. And be client focused. Be focused on them, because if you're too salesy and too desperate, they can smell it a mile away, and you'll lose them, definitely. Is there anything else you wanted me to add, Jake?
Well, I'll just go through some common situations with you. So what if you get someone that messages from the ad and you send them a message and then they just don't reply? What do you do at that point?
I try and follow up with people. To be honest, over lockdown, our ads were so successful that I didn't have time. I was answering ads from leads 8, 9 hours a day. That's how, when Jake talks about, he uses this example a lot about $10 ad spend getting 186 leads. That was me. And I was answering full time. But I will try and, like, even with people that say, oh, you're too far away, I'll always just come back and go, yeah, absolutely, totally understand, no problem at all. But I do have people traveling from all over. So if you do find yourself coming this way, just let me know and I'll do my best to fit you in. So I leave the door open, and that has got me loads of bookings, because I've not been like, it's not that far away, you know, you can come. I've just been left the door open, and that will result in bookings. I will then also just retarget people. Maybe like when I opened up the new clinic, I did a little video showing the new place and letting people know that we were reopened, because we were quite a lot later with the local restrictions. So I just blitzed that out to everybody, and I got bookings from that as well. Just a little gentle reminder, because if they got in touch in the first place, they are interested. We've all had stuff on. It's been a really rubbish year. So you might just have to remind people that you're still there. I don't feel like I'm bugging people, because I know that I can help people. I know that I've got a great product and that I can take their problems away. So it would be wrong of me not to sort of remind people of that. I think that's another thing. A lot of people are uncomfortable because they feel like sales is pushy. Whereas for me, if I found the best restaurant in town, I'm going to tell you about it. I'm going to sing it from the rooftops. So why wouldn't I do that about myself? So is that to me? How do you respond to the leads?
Yeah, that's for you.
Okay, how do I respond? First thing, I'm always trying to find out as much as possible. So the first thing I'll do is, if someone answers my ad, I'll tell them that I perform a variety of different permanent makeup, because they might not know that I do eyeliner or lips as well. So obviously I want to get them coming for all. If they say brows, then I will say, is there any particular problems you want to solve? You know, do you have any particular issues with the brows? And a lot of the time people will say, oh yeah, I can never get them symmetrical, or I'm sick of them, rubbing off in the gym. Great, then I'm going to listen to that. If they just say no, then fine. I'll just move on to, well, I carry out a few different techniques. Would you like some examples of that? Some people are a bit stony faced, but I could just keep going. Do you use a chatbot service? I don't at the moment. What I use at the moment is somebody else to answer them. So I've got an assistant answering them. I might get onto the chatbot, but I really like the human side, and my assistant is someone I know. So she's brilliant at singing my praises. That's another thing with my assistant. She will say, Katie's seen your message. She's busy at the moment, but she doesn't want you to wait any longer. So she's asked me to answer, when actually I might not have seen the message. But I want my clients to feel like they're the most special person in the world, and that I don't want them waiting at all. So is there anyone else?
What's a typical example follow-up? Like, let's say you haven't messaged someone back or they haven't messaged you back in like a few weeks, and maybe you have an opening. Like, what would you say?
Yeah, I might just, I would probably just answer back and use one of their messages to to respond to. You know, are you still interested in this? I can give you those great brows, no more sweating them off in the gym. Again, it's about taking the pain away, isn't it? You know, people have got issues, or they wouldn't have responded to your ad, really.
Sweet. And then do you mentioned to me yesterday about the video and the consultation, or just people seeing the real you. Did you want to elaborate on that?
Yeah, I try and be as human as possible and as like myself. One of the biggest mistakes I made when I was starting out was trying to be too perfect, too professional, just like everybody else. I'm not like everybody else. You know that, Jake, don't you? And that's, you know, when my clients come to see me, generally we're going to laugh for quite a lot of it. I'm absolutely serious about what I do, but I want people to come and have a really wonderful time with me. So that it would be wrong for me not to put that across in my videos. So I'm trying to be myself. I want them to feel comfortable to be able to open up with me. If I just sort of attack them with I'm a brow wizard, I can do this, I can do that to your brows, I think it might put people off. So I just talk to them like friends, because by the time I finish with them, like, that is what we're going to be. You know, these people are important to me. I'm not as bothered about getting the sale as I am about doing someone a favor, you know, making someone's life better, making someone feel beautiful. That is far more valuable to me than just the cash that comes with it. And so that is always the angle that I'm going to come from when I'm doing video consultation, definitely.
Yeah, it's funny you mentioned Brow Wizard, because I think when you first start out, you're very hungry to get sales, and you'll tell people whatever they want to hear. But then, I mean, not whatever they want to hear, but you get what I'm saying. And then as you get more success and you start to get booked up and stuff, you probably, like, I know me, sometimes I'll accidentally get on my high horse. I'll be like, well, I've worked with thousands of people. You can go to my website. And then I don't make those sales, but the people who I'm more human with, and I joke with, or I'm friendly with, that's much better than trying to pretend like you're Mrs. Perfect, you know?
Absolutely. I would definitely much rather people come to see me for me, definitely. And me being focused on them rather than, yeah, trying to sort of paint myself as somebody that I'm not, really.
Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing those tips. We appreciate it. And if you have any more questions for Katie, feel free to write them down in the comments, and we'll answer them later.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So let me see how I can pin myself back up. There we go. All right, Jen, are you ready? All right, let me unmute you.
There you go.
Okay, perfect. So Jen's been working with me for probably, what is it, 2 years, 2+ years?
About 2 years, yeah.
Okay, so I wanted to bring her on and just, because I know a lot of people, or I know a lot of you, you're stressed for money. You're like, okay, should I continue to, do marketing or invest in marketing, because it can be expensive and all this stuff. And so with Jen, she's a long-term client. I wanted her to kind of give you her mindset on it, and kind of, show you the results, or just tell you about the results of her being with me for years. Because, I think sometimes advertising can be like a toaster oven, or watching water boil, where it's like, if you stare at it, they say it'll never start boiling, or it'll never finish. I feel like that's sometimes how advertising can be. If you're so focused on it short term, then it's not going to work as quick as you want, and then you get impatient, and then you think about quitting, and before you know it, you're not marketing anymore. And so, sorry, that was a wordy introduction, but I'm going to go ahead and pin you up here to the spotlight, and that way you can go ahead and give people your best advice.
Hi, everyone. Can you hear me? Everybody's good? Okay. Yeah, so I've been with Jake for about, I think January is 2 years. And I originally was a little nervous about going with anybody to do marketing, but I was new to Colorado and I didn't know anybody here. And now, oh gosh, 3 years I think I've been here in Colorado, and I have about 900 clients already in my system. So advertising for me has been really, really successful. I know that, I was thinking a while back, oh, when I get a certain amount of clients, I'm going to go ahead and stop the marketing with Jake. But in all reality, honestly, you should still stay with someone like that, because it just drives in constant clients. I mean, I always ask when people come in, where did you hear about me? Did you hear me on Google? Did you read reviews? Did you hear, Facebook, anything? And I would say 9 times out of 10, it's probably it's Facebook reviews. So, or not reviews, I'm sorry, Facebook ads. And so obviously, I mean, I get probably, oh gosh, probably 5 to 20 leads a day. And I do have an assistant. I know Katie had said before, I have a chatbot system attached to my messenger, which is really, really nice. And because I don't have time to sit there. I have three young kids at home. So it was nice to have the chatbot come pop up automatically, so at least they know that they've been recognized, because a lot of times what I was struggling with is I was going to work all day and then I would have, I don't know how many, messages in my messenger, and they were sitting there all day, and I didn't want them to think that I was being, that I was ignoring them. So it was nice to have that chat bot. I would highly suggest it. But at the same time, like Katie had said, I definitely recommend you definitely following up. I don't just let them just sit there and let my chat bot do everything. I go in and interact with them as well. So at the end of my day, I do have an assistant myself too. And she interacts with people, and I think the best thing is just to, like Katie said, you need to develop a rapport with your clients, a relationship, because they want to know that you are human and that you can form that relationship to them. Because I can't tell you how many times I've heard people come in and they'll say, oh, well, I talked to so-and-so, but she was super short with me, and, she's going to talk to me like that as a client, like how, or, as just an inquiry, how is she going to talk to me, coming in, to an appointment. So that's really important. But overall, the advertising with Jake has been amazing. The first few months were a little slow, but, that was just me learning how to take his ideas and everything and kind of run them through everything. But honestly, I've been so successful with Jake. Like I said, I didn't know anybody when I moved here. By the way, I think I saw someone ask me what part of Colorado I'm in. I'm actually in Colorado Springs, but I do have a lot of people that come down from Denver because they say that I'm reasonably priced. Denver is, I think, like $200-300 more than me, so it's nice to have people travel. But the advertising, like I said, it's been very successful for me, and I don't plan on stopping anytime soon, because that's been a lot of my, I mean, obviously with referrals too now, but the advertising has been really big for me.
So, I mean, I'm not going to sit here and take credit for your success, because you do a lot of stuff on your own. Like, what would you say the most engaged with content that you do is?
The last probably 6 months, I've been trying to do a lot more videos. So instead of just doing the before and after pictures, I've been, just scanning across like people's faces, and that has been drawing a lot of pictures, or a lot of comments, and a lot of likes and loves, the emojis or whatever. But I would say that's probably been one of my number one thing is my video content. One thing my like you were saying, my goal for 2021 is actually getting on there and doing live videos explaining a little more explaining, because I think there's so many people, like you had mentioned, Jake, that are nervous about just certain things, like, oh, does it hurt, or so I just need to go in there and explain, maybe do more tutorials on like how things work, how it works when you come into an appointment, or the aftercare, that kind of stuff. But as far as like the before and after, the videos and stuff, I've been doing a lot more of that, and I've been really seeing a lot of people interacting with that.
Yeah, I'm glad you mentioned the videos where you can kind of pan the face, because like a lot of people are thinking like, oh, I'm not going to do any videos because I don't want to have to talk. But those are good beginner videos, if just different angles on the face, and little 10-second clips. Like that's a good variety, besides just pictures. Cool.
Does anyone else have any questions? My Instagram?
Yeah,
I'm JC, sorry, JC Beauty Bar and Brows is my Facebook, and I believe it's funny, I haven't really done a whole lot with Instagram. That's actually another goal of mine, is to get on there more, because I feel like majority of my clientele is through Facebook, but I know that there is a lot of people on Instagram too, so that's something that I also want to work on a little bit more. I don't do as much on Instagram than I do Facebook, but that's definitely something that I would like to do. But if you go look up just the letter JC and then Beauty Bar and Brows.
Awesome. And I can send out a follow-up email to you guys, and show you the links to everybody that speaks on here, their social media and stuff. That way you can take a look at it and get some ideas and examples. Because I know I love having you guys on here, because especially the three speakers, because they're able to, give you their advice and tips, and you can look at their stuff. Because I can sit here and tell you what to do, but I think until you see examples and stuff, it doesn't really click. And so seeing these real life examples, I think, will definitely help. And so I'll keep trying to bring on clients every time we do these coaching calls.
Jake, can I answer this question really quick?
Yeah, sure.
So it was basically saying, like, do you ask them to leave you a Facebook, Google review or Facebook review? And yes, I absolutely do that. So I always, I don't know about who, how other artists do it, as far as like check up on my clients, but 1 week after, 1 week after their appointment, I will go in and I will check up on them. I'll just be like, hey, I just wanted to, how's your day going? I just want to check up on you, how your brow's doing, or how's your eyeliner doing. That is probably one of the biggest things that I would recommend, is because, so many people will come in, get their service done, and then you don't hear from the artist until they come back 6 weeks later. So I think checking up on your clients a week after is really huge. It makes you feel like you are human, and you are you sincerely care about them and the results. But yes, so when I talk to them about or when I check up with them about a week later after their appointment, they're like, oh, thank you so much for checking up on me. And my instant, if they say, oh my gosh, I love them, they're fabulous, or whatever, then I instantly say, hey, would you be able to leave me a Google review? I'd greatly appreciate it. And I would send them a link. And then, because majority of the time when they come in, I'll ask them, like, how'd you hear about me? And if they say Google, or, oh, you had so many reviews, I mean, that really does make a difference. So yes, I do ask my clients to leave Facebook reviews. And I think Google is the #1 what people will go on. And then I have probably close to 100 on Facebook too, just as a backup. But I think that, yes, it is really important to have your clients leave a review and just make them feel that you care about them. I mean, I know so many clients that don't check up on their clients, but it's really nice to have that connection with your clients, and they really do appreciate you checking up on them about a week after their appointment.
Yeah, I got to experience that. I went to the chiropractor a few days ago, and they sent like a follow-up text message like 2 days later. Like the doctor was like, hey, let me know if you have any questions. I mean, I knew it was automated because I'm a marketer, but it was still cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for those tips, Jen. We appreciate it. And if anyone else has any more questions for her, feel free to put it in the chat. Cool. All right. So our next speaker is going to be, let me make sure she's online. There she is. Hey, Shay, is your video on? Oh, there she is. I can't hear you, but let me pin you on here. Oh,
okay, can you guys hear me now? It's so dark in here.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I had my video off because I was listening to everything. I really like what Katie said about being human, and then I really liked what Jen said about like keep your ad running even if it's not working at first. I followed both of you guys on Instagram and Facebook. You guys can hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So Jake yesterday made a whole list for me to answer a bunch of questions about marketing. There are 10 questions. So before I get to 10 questions, I want to give you guys a chance to, like, in the comments, put down your goals for your marketing so I can answer what you want me to answer first, because it's like Sunday and we're trying to chill. So I just want you guys to, like, hear what you want to hear before hearing everything else. So if you guys, like, want to put down your goals in the comments of what you want me to answer about marketing, if you have any questions, you can put that there. I'm going to open the message and get started.
Let me give you a quick intro so people are just not like, who is this? So the reason I asked Shay to come on here is because she, I actually end up seeing her stories every day on my Instagram because she's always posting Instagram stories. And so she's always on the forefront of my mind because I see her stories and I see her content. And so I'm like, well, if she can capture my attention, I'm sure she's capturing a lot of other followers on Instagram, and she does have a good bit of followers on Instagram. And so I was like, well, Instagram is not my favorite platform, just because my potential clients are more on Facebook, but Instagram is super important. And so for you guys, and so that's why I wanted to bring someone on here that does, permanent makeup Instagram stuff all the time and kind of give you guys an overview. And I gave her some questions that I think are common issues that I see, or common questions that are going to be very helpful. So here she is.
Okay. Hello. So my tag is just my name. So you could put my name and then you can see my Instagram on there. But okay, let's start
You want
with
me to pull it up?
You can.
I think I already had it pulled up so that people can see. Let me move this Zoom thing out of the way. There we go. All right. Can you guys see my screen?
I try to make it like half personal, half like work. I get a lot of people that come into my shop and they're like, oh, we're here because, I literally had a girl tell me that she's coming to see me for her eyebrows because she likes to bake too. And I put baking stuff on my stories, and I'm like, all right, like, that's cool. So I try to like be a little vulnerable, but like I want people to see me as a human, kind of like I take inspiration from like kind of like celebrities that start a brand. So like Rihanna, Kim K, like Huda Beauty, Lady Gaga. Like we see them as people on the social media, but we also like purchase their brands too because we like them as a person. But also people are ultimately going to come see you for your work. Like at the end of the day, if you mess up their eyebrows, they don't care who you are. So as long as you're doing good work and you're personable. Jake, I don't know what's on the screen. Is should it just be like am I still on video, or is it just my Instagram right now?
Are you guys able to see her Instagram? Give me a thumbs up. Okay. Are you able to see her at all? Okay. Let me see. Sorry, I'm not the best at Zoom.
No, it's okay. This is my first time on Zoom. This is the most social Sunday I've ever had, like since March. There's 24 people here, and I'm not wearing a mask. And Jake is ruining it. Jake, come on. Get me on.
Someone said they can see you when you speak, so I don't know.
Okay, you know what? I'll just keep going. You're fine.
Here, I'll blow you up big, and I'll just take off the screen share.
Okay.
And then if you want me to screen share again, just let me know.
Yeah, this is good. Okay, let's see. Okay. So I'll just start with the questions Jake put. Okay, I spent $10 a day. I turned it lower in lockdown as I could keep a volume of leads. I think it was a really good thing to spend money when people were at home because you weren't getting like your referrals. So like people are at home, obviously you need ad spend because you're not getting that word of mouth, which is so important. So yeah, if you're at home and we're still in a pandemic, so obviously it's all right to spend ad money right now. It's a good thing. Photos, making them look professional. For my photos, I like to use Facetune. If you don't have Facetune on your iPhone, like you need to download Facetune. It's so easy to use. I love to use the app Preview. You know how like you go on someone's Instagram and it looks like a magazine? Like they got a quote here, a picture here, eyebrows here, and it looks like a perfect magazine, and it's like, how did they organize it? And for the longest time I was confused, like, how did people do that? But you upload your pictures beforehand to this app called Preview, and you move around all the squares to make it like look aesthetic or whatever. And then you can put filters on Preview, and then when you're ready to post, you could set it to automatically post for you. That way your posting is like automated. And what I like to do for Preview too is I like think about my goals first. I don't really think about marketing like, oh, like I just want to make more money tomorrow. Like I don't really think about it like that. I'm like personally my goals are I want to sell products, I want to sell classes, I want to keep a personality like with my clients, and then I want to sell my eyebrows. So I have 4 things I'm trying to sell. So what I do in my head is like I draw this square, and I tell this to everybody that asks me for help with social media. And I'm not the most successful with social media. Like I only have maybe like 9,000 followers. Like a lot of people in my industry have like 100,000 or 200,000. But I know like I'm making the money I want, and your followers don't always translate into how much you're making. Like no one knows what's in your bank account. Like someone can have 300,000 followers. Like one of my friends, she has 300,000 followers, but like we talked about it, and like I'm helping her financially. You know what I'm saying? Like just because she has more followers, it doesn't mean she has more money at the end of the day. So some people like get trapped in that thought, like, oh, they're so cool, they're posting with this and that, like, oh, they made it. Like it's not true. Don't buy that. Just focus on your own goals for real. Like what you see on Instagram and Facebook is like half the time, like, can I say bullshit? I'm gonna say it.
Absolutely.
Okay. So normally, I don't know, something just happened, but I'm still here, right? Okay, so usually I do this like square because Instagram is by like squares of 9, right? So I draw this square, and this is just for Instagram. Like this is not, I'm gonna turn on the light. Hold on. Oh God, I'm not wearing makeup. Don't judge me. But what's it called? So I will write like makeup, like eyebrow, whatever you're trying to sell, I organize it like selling point number 1, 2, 3. So when someone is going through my Instagram first like on hand, they know exactly who I am, what I'm offering, what's there to buy. And I experimented a lot with this, and at first I was focusing on like likes and follows and comments because I thought engagement meant money. But engagement does not mean money. Like I used to post quotes because they would get a lot of shares. And I'm like, oh, if they're sharing, you know, the quote from my page to their friend, then the person is going to like click on the quote, and they're going to like look at my page and potentially book eyebrows with me. And that could be like a scenario that could happen. But at the end of the day, I would get like 27 shares on something that says like, I don't know, believe in yourself. But like it didn't mean money. So I stopped posting quotes. Now I post like what I want to post. Sometimes I get like 30 likes on a post. You know what I'm saying? But just because I got 30 likes, it doesn't mean I didn't get like $2,000 or $3,000 because of that post, because like people booked me. Like, yeah, it's 30 likes, but it still made money. So it doesn't matter. And then, so that's my Instagram strategy. I just put up what I want to put up according to my goals, what I'm trying to sell. Other than that, on my stories, like you guys, I noticed you were saying with the inbox thing, like you're trying to reply to everyone as they go. So I try to always be so active on my story, because if people know what you're doing, they think you're not like, I don't know, like people think like if you're not constantly posting what you're doing at work, a lot of people think that you're not there, or you're like they just pretend you're not doing anything, like you're lazy or something, like you're in bed or you're dancing. But if you keep posting like your work, they know you're busy. So they're like, oh my God, she's so busy. Then like if it takes you a little bit longer to reply, you're excused. And then also like Jake said, I do try to literally stay in people's heads. Like if I'm just posting a few times a day and I'm in your head, you're going to talk to your friend about me when you're on the phone. And then your friend's going to think about their eyebrows. And then your friend's going to see me. Like you have to try to stay in people's heads, because you need them to book you. You need them to talk about you. So I don't spend money on getting bookings in my salon. I don't stay like 4 months booked out. I don't stay a year booked out. Like there's some of my neighboring competitors, they're like 3 years booked out. Honestly, like it sounds so cool to be 3 years booked out, but I don't really care. Like I'm happy being booked out 4 weeks at a time. Like it works for me. It meets my goals, my financial goals. So that's what I focus on. Sometimes we get intimidated if we're not like super booked. But I used to spend money when I was trying to build a bigger client book. So like 4 years ago, I would spend $10 to $15 a day, and I would only market it in the areas that I wanted customers from. So I'm from Michigan, and Michigan is not all the same. I don't run my ads in certain areas. Like, I know that sounds bad, but I want clients from certain areas because they have the behavior I like. So I only run ads to where I know that I like the people live, because I don't want to, like, as Katie said, she's like kind of picky about the consultation process. Like, she wants to help everyone, but like if the person is like rude or unhelpable, she's like, okay, see you later. Like, that's kind of how I am too. So I think about that when I'm advertising. Like, there are areas I just won't advertise in, and I don't feel bad about that. So get picky about, you know, where the location is. That's, I do recommend that. I've seen a lot of success with that. Let's see.
Do you have the list of questions that I can't remember
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
said.
yeah. What's the best way to grow your IG? Um, I don't know. It took me like, I've been on Instagram since 2015, and honestly, I thought by now I'd have like 1 million followers, but I don't. So like growing on Instagram is super, super slow. It's a different story for everyone. People blow up for different things. As I said, followers don't mean money. So like, I don't have 1 million followers, but my financial goals are met. So don't really focus on that. Focus on your financial goals, and then make sure your Instagram is optimizing that. Uh, don't pressure yourself and give yourself anxiety over, you know, because I did that to myself. You don't have to do that. Um, it will grow. Just keep posting. Just do the preview app and then set your posts to like at least like 3 times a week. You will ultimately grow. Also, get on TikTok. If you want to grow anywhere on the internet right now, like, get on TikTok for real. Um, Katie's like, yeah. I grew 35,000 followers on TikTok in less than a year, when I've been on Instagram since 2015, and I literally only have like 9,000. Like, what is that? Do you use any hashtags on stories? No, I mean, I've tried that. You can here and there. You can here and there with the hashtag thing. It works sometimes. I find that like tagging places, like if you post a story like pre-quarantine, if I'm at a restaurant, I take like a picture of my food, like so basic, but I would tag the restaurant. But then people at the restaurant would click my photo and then click my page. And then the people eating out next to me would eventually become my clients, which send their friends, which send their moms. And then you stay booked. You know what I'm saying? And then I always tell my mom this, because we own a salon together. I'm like, Mom, when your client is in front of you, like, these people have a family. Like, yeah, there's one person in front of you, but potentially there's 10 people in front of you. So if you become friends with that one person and they're going to go home and rave about you, you're potentially going to meet their family. And I know you guys all know, like, in the industry, if you know someone and you're in their loop, like, you just know their entire loop. And that can happen with like most of your clients. You can like double your money, double your clients, like, by just being like, just building relationships. Like, I can't say enough what Katie said. Like, these people are your friends. Also, I think of Instagram, just so I don't get in my head, I literally think of Instagram as one person. Like, you know how we all have like that one best friend you get on with the phone? Like, Instagram is literally my best friend. Like, whenever I'm doing anything, I'm like, oh, I gotta tell her, like, I gotta show her. Like, you gotta pretend Instagram is like that one friend that always wants to see what you're doing, but like not in a creepy way. Like, don't post things that your friends don't want to know. You get what I'm saying? It's like that one friend that you're always trying to sell something to, but not on purpose. If you think of like 9,000 people, you're like not gonna want to post anything. You're like, oh my God, like, my neighbor at my mom's old house is gonna watch my story. Like, that, you know how discouraging that is, knowing everyone I know is like watching some stuff sometimes, and it's like annoying, you know? But then if I think of it as like one person, then it's not in my head anymore. It's like a little trick I do to myself. It might not work on you, I don't know.
Hey,
Um,
real quick before I forget, do you mind if I show your YouTube channel so that people can kind of see?
yeah, so with YouTube, with the whole location thing on stories, I do that on YouTube. So when someone Googles microblading like Detroit, my videos are tagged with the location Detroit. So when like on Google, you know how you have like news, images, and then videos? If if they click on videos, like my video pops up. So it's great ads for me, free.
Yep. All right. So I got your YouTube channel pulled up. Um, and it looks like you recently posted what are nanobrows.
Yeah, if you go down to like microblading videos and then you see everything you need to know about microblading, I posted that 4 years ago and it did really well. Like I actually got a few
Oh, wow.
clients from that video.
Hi everyone.
You don't have to make me watch myself. It's so
Nice.
cringy.
You had a ton of comments on there. But...
Like, yeah, YouTube is helpful. It's just something you can do on the side. Um, it's just funny, like here and there you'll get a client that'll say, "Oh, I found you on YouTube." And you're like, "What?" Like I only have like to me, because all the people I follow literally have like 300,000 followers, I always think like I'm not doing that well, you know what I'm saying? But that's not a good way to be, but that's just how I am. So I'm like, oh, how the hell did you find me like out of this many people or whatever? But it's cool. Like I got my first client on TikTok, which is cool. So like don't focus on follower count. Just focus on who comes in your door. Because the people that follow you, they're not paying your bills. They don't matter. If they come make it out to you, then they start to matter. Always like think, okay, how can I sell these people something, or how can I benefit these people something? Because if you're not benefiting them and they're benefiting you and you're just thinking of the number, like what's even your goal anymore? Your goal goes missing. And I used to always make that mistake. So I'm just like, I guess I'm just saying what I would say to myself if I was 4 years younger. I would always focus on the numbers and it would give me anxiety. How many stories do you do a day? I don't have a set goal for myself. I just naturally post however many stories I think I should do. How do I connect with my ideal clients through IG or social media? Again, your ideal client, pretend Instagram is one person. Also, you have to Google, like, I don't know if you guys know, but what a target persona is. Make a persona. Like, you need to know your targeted persona. That way, when you think of Instagram as one person, you're thinking of that persona, you're talking to it like it is your ideal client all the time. Like everything you post on social media, you have to pretend your ideal client is seeing it. And would your ideal client be impressed if they saw that? Would they come to you if they saw that? So like make a visual of Instagram being one person and that one person being your ideal client, and talk to it that way every single day. And then eventually you'll see that client in your door all the time. Like my mom is always like, dude, how do your clients all look the same? They literally like wear the same clothes, hold the same purses, drive the same cars. And she's like, how the hell are you doing that? And I think it's literally because I visualize Instagram being this one perfect person and I talk to it like it is all the time. And I target the locations this person would live, and then this person comes in my door. Like it's a formula and it works for me. Like I promise you, if you start doing it, you'll get that one perfect person in your door all day. And it's so pleasant. It's so pleasant because there are competitors that are around me that more famous than me, maybe have more money than me, but I swear like the quality of my days is so nice just because I'm talking to people I want to talk to all day. Like I don't get rude people, nobody bargains, and it's all like strategized. It's not by accident. Would you take the same one person approach with Facebook? Yeah, that approach is like in every marketing book. You have to make a target persona. If you don't have a persona, then you don't know who you're talking to. Then you're talking to different You have to make a targeted like vision of who your target market is, and it has to be really narrow. And then eventually you start seeing that in your door. What's your
Hey, sorry
balance?
guys, sorry about that. My internet crashed, and so I'm on my phone now.
Oh, okay. Well, we're still here, and like we didn't notice, so it's okay.
That's great. Keep going.
What's your balance? I don't have a balance. What's your balance on being professional versus vulnerable on social media? I thought he said, what's your work-life balance? I'm like, there's no balance. I come home and start mopping at like 3 a.m. There is no work-life balance here. I'm not going to lie about that. I just feel like being in this industry and then being a wife, and then I don't know if you guys have kids, but if he said work-life balance, I would have said there's zero balance. But he said vulnerable on social media versus professional. I'm 20% vulnerable, 80% professional. 20% vulnerable so people still see me as a person. 80% like professional because I want them to book with me. How can I get more confidence on video? I'm scared to be in front of the camera. Honestly, I don't think you have to be on the camera. Like, not everyone's going to advertise the same. Like, I heard Jen saying she uses Facebook to advertise and that works for her. Katie has a completely different strategy, and she's seeing success for her. I'm like all over social media, and that's just what's working with me. You can find a way to fit your personality to market that for yourself. Like, you don't have to be on video if you don't like being on video. At the end of the day, our jobs are supposed to make us money and make us happy. So if you're not comfortable being on video, like don't make yourself miserable trying to get on video. It's fine. Just find ways to write better, find ways to take better pictures. There's so many different types of content. We have video content, we have written content, we have picture content, we have blogging content. So find a best friend. You need one of those ways to be your excellent way of reaching people. I think that was it, Jake. I think I talked so much, and I think I covered everything. Oh, you said, how do you film your clients without being awkward? It's okay to be awkward. I think you can't be scared of being awkward. My stories are awkward half the time. I literally I take the story and I say what I want to say, and then I just post it. I don't rewatch it. I just post it. And then at the end of the day, like, people interact with it. I think we judge ourselves way more than any other person could judge us. So if you just post it, then you'll be fine. Can you turn pictures into videos, also moving pictures? Yeah, you can do that on, if you have an iPhone, download iMovie. You already have iMovie in your phone. You can do that. It's called like, I forget what it's called, but there's a ton of apps for that. I like iMovie and Facetune. Do you use hashtags? Do you take the same? Okay. I think I answered all the videos, all the comment questions. If you guys have any more questions, I can answer. If Jake thinks I didn't go over something, I can answer.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate all the tips. You guys can go follow all the people that were speaking. You guys can go follow their social media and follow their stories, watch what they're posting. These are great examples to get, because I'm not asking you to copy anybody, but it's good to get inspiration and examples from everyone, especially people who are, having some success. And so thanks, Shay, for coming on. You were great. All three speakers were great today. Thank you guys for, sharing your tips with the group. Sorry my internet went out and I have to be on my phone now, but it's all good. We're pretty much done. Does anyone have any questions they want me to answer before we get off here? I mean, I can always answer them on the next meeting, but if you have anything that, popped up on your mind right now, let me know and I'm happy to answer. Let's see. All right, I don't see anything on the chat, so thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for participating. I know it's Sunday morning or Sunday evening, wherever you're at, but I think this will definitely pay off if you benefited. Just let me know any feedback you have, whether you want to, for the next meeting, so I can continue to improve these meetings and see what you guys want to learn or